While the death of Colin Farmer was predictably shrouded in secrecy, we are led to believe that he died as he lived, in a noble quest to address the imbalance of food production and its equitable distribution. Food is obviously fundamental to our existence, but its production has become unavoidably controversial through unbridled growth in the human population. What consumed the final years of Farmer's life are as complex and impenetrable as the public's fascination is for this iconic figure. Born in 1927, the only child of Hugh and Iris Farmer, a peasant couple scratching out a humble existence in the once fertile ground of Rosebrook. Sadly, this quaint town, which sat like an exotic fruit salad in the food bowl for Hollow City, now resembles a bleached doily left hanging on the last remaining clothesline in what has come to resemble a dust bowl. Colin's early childhood seemed remarkably uneventful. Late in Farmer's life, when he entered learning institutions, he appeared to take on a rebellious affliction which left him showing no aptitude for formal studies or academia. Although one early childhood report did indicate a visual sensibility to drawing odd hybridized things. In 1957, at the age of 30, Farmer was considered an overnight success with his inventions factotum, hocking plough, and silovac. However, Rose Gardinier's lofty 1966 biography, Colin Farmer, A Misunderstood Youth, brought to light early sketches, models, and notations on mechanics and plant biology, which showed he'd been working on these ideas for years. Many detractors say that these works could not be Farmer's, as they show an ability well beyond his years. Others researching his life find it curious that these abilities never appeared in his formal training. Farmer's marital status, or indeed his sexual orientation, has never been clear, but these unpublished photos of Rose Gardenier with Farmer's experiments will only fuel the ongoing speculation of a more than professional relationship between the two. In a later interview with Gardenier in the mid-1990s, Farmer still appeared shaken and very disheartened by the loss through fire of almost all of his unreleased and unnamed documentary. He believed the documentary would have given clarity to his work over the past 45 years. Within the salvaged footage is the snippet of urban interiors, which he was using as a metaphor for the socially engineered facades of the bourgeois and proletariats. His ongoing fascination with food appeared as an ingenious symbol for wealth and prosperity. Farmer did admit to Gardenier that the laboratory interior was indeed self-referential. Clearly he was facing his own mortality. The bottles were his own medicine, and the oxygen mask was a sign that the rumors of him suffering respiratory complications may well have been true. Astonishingly, he also gave insight into the cake being about the celebration of new life, and the shutting of the door was a sign of closure, death. He did not go on, however, to give its context within the entire film. He became agitated when asked about the footage, which shows large crops and silos, and stated that, in his mind, the die had been cast and he would always be portrayed as the person who changed both the physical and social landscape of how and what we eat. His name, unfairly, has become synonymous with the mass production of food and its genetic modifications. He would not be drawn on whether these plants in test tubes were his preliminary experiments into vertical farming or whether they are genetically modified plants for food. Descriptions of farmers vary from a harmless, eccentric folk artist with mediocre craft skills and a limited imagination, a hapless forger of other people's ideas, a fall guy for fat industrialists and pharmaceutical companies. Skeptics believed his film was more plagiarized seeds to be sown for the purpose of propping up his flagging popularity, fortune, and now in death, his legacy. Either way, being an only child and having no known children of his own, a line of farmers has now come to an end.